See, in life, we have to admit there are things we can control and there are things we cannot control. Most people, unfortunately, expend most of their energy, most of their resources, most of their attention, most of their time on the things they cannot control. Yet in life, there are a few things we can control. I can control my thoughts. My mind is my mind. I can think anything I want to think with it. My emotions are mine. Okay? So my emotions are my emotions. I can feel what I want to feel. So I may not be able to control the weather. I may not be able to control the national economy, but I can control how I feel. And that the amazing thing is that when you understand the principle that guides us humans, you will find out that success is first within and then without. The amazing thing. When you control what you can control, your thoughts and your emotions, right? And then your words. When you control what you can control, the things you cannot control will align with what you can control. It's amazing the way it works. You imagine you're a sailboat on the sea or the lagoon. You don't have any, it's not a powered boat, so you have no engine. It's the sail that you have. It's the wind that moves the boat. You have no control over the wind, but you have control over the sail. When you control the sail, the wind that you cannot control will take you to where you want to go. It's amazing the way life works. It's amazing. That's why I say attitude is everything. I know enough now to know negative thoughts combined with negative emotions will sink me. I've got to take control of them. So when something negative happens, I've got to be human. I'm going to grieve, I'm going to mourn, but I'm not mourning forever. I'm not mourning that loss forever. Okay? I'm going to bounce out of it. Yes, I'm calling someone today. Whatever it is that has happened to you, I feel so sorry. Okay? I empathize with you. And I call you today to step forward and continue with life. Let it go. Okay? Let's be forward focused, not past possessed. Right? Good. I read the book many years ago, How to Bounce Back from Failure to Success in 30 Seconds by Dave Dean. I saw it with a friend. I could not wait until he was through with it. I consumed the book. I was reading it late in the night. I was so eager to see 30 seconds. Woo! And then I got into the book. And the author said, well, you can bounce back from failure to success in 30 seconds because that is how long it should take you to make up your mind to try again. Woo! Awesome. Awesome. Strategy number 2. I would learn something new. I would learn something new. I point this out because it is an area of great challenge for a lot of people. When change happens, we find it really stressful that we now have to learn to do things in a new way. We need flexibility in our thinking. We can't afford to get stuck. Okay, what once worked fine, but it's not working anymore. This world works in seasons. Have you observed? The world works in seasons. In some parts of the world, you have 2 seasons. In some parts of the world, you have 4. And you have to adapt to the seasons. There's nothing as difficult as trying to do something that is not appropriate for the season. Trying to plant a seed when it's not time for you to plant, When the weather changes, what do? You change your clothing. I remember my first time in Calgary, Alberta in Canada. My sweetheart, Nikki, and I went together. Yes, with our daughter. And, it was May, yeah, and we had winter coats on. Okay, it was cold for us, but our friends, our hosts in Canada, had on simple shirts, t-shirts. I could not help but ask them, guys, what's going on? How come you feel comfortable in these t-shirts? They said, oh, last winter, so they said right now it's 9 degrees Celsius. They said last winter, the temperature went down to minus 49 degrees Celsius. I said, what? They said, yes. So for us, this is bliss. This is summer. Okay, so we have to adapt. We have to change. The one thing you have to keep in mind is the fact that there's always a way. Now, what I am not proud of is the fact that I have not changed fast enough in many instances. I was still just hoping that, things will still go back to where they were. Do you realize there are many people at that point right now in our world? Look at the massive changes that have happened in the business world. I mean, they are massive. They are massive. I mean, a top executive, here in the US told me some 2 weeks ago that one of his clients, a multinational corporation, massive corporation, sold off 2 of their buildings, their office buildings, and each of the buildings is over 20 floors. Each of them is 20-something floors, and they sold off the buildings. Why? Because they now ask their staff to work from home. It's changed, period. So the little bit that they are keeping, right? They still have offices, but you now have to book to use the office. Okay, you book to use the office. So you don't have, most of the staff are not going to have any permanent offices anymore. They're going to book so that they can use a particular space for 1 hour or use the particular space for 2 hours. Exactly. So you book, like you book a hotel space. It's amazing. So the world has changed. That's what I'm trying to say. Things have changed. So when we go through seasons of change like that, disruptions, we need to adapt quickly. We need to adapt quickly. In fact, I mentioned earlier on about scenario planning. So the point is, I have actually now made up my mind that the future is not going to take me by surprise. Okay, as much as possible, I'm not God. Okay, I'm not God, but I don't want the future to take me by surprise. Secondly, when that change comes, when that future comes, I will be quick to learn new skills. What did we have to do now? Okay, Zoom's been there for a long time. WebEx been there for a long time, but most of us did not take those platforms very seriously. But now we have to. Okay, so the banks, in many places, the banks don't even want you to come close. Okay, the banks don't want you to come close. Okay, they want you to do everything online, including opening an account. Okay, including opening an account. So that means we have to learn to use computers, use our phones, use our laptops, now with better skills than we did before. It's remote work now, isn't it? Exactly. So I would be quick to learn new skills. I would be quick to learn new skills. If I had to start all over, I would be quick to adapt. Quick to learn new skills. Some people are still dragging right now, and it's going to be maybe by the end of this year that they would have to accept, okay, yeah, some things are going to go back to where they were, some things are not going back anymore. And then some things are going to go back to where they were, and it's going to be maybe 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, 4 years from now for some things, honestly. There is always a way, and you are just one idea away from breakthrough, but you will only be able to capture that idea if your mind is open.